Hello and welcome to another exciting broadcast here on Chess.com, this time in celebration of Women's History Month. I am your host, Nigarhan Gürpınar, also known as Niger on Twitch, alongside Grandmaster Pepe Cuenca, who is the king of broadcasts in Spanish language, also the author of one of the finest quotes from the 21st century, modern chess, ratatatata. Pepe, I think you did this before. Could you tell us what we're doing today?
Hi, Nigarhan. It's a big pleasure to be here with you. And hi, everybody out there in the chat. So basically, here we're celebrating, women chess once again with an invitational Blitz tournament. And Chess.com is extending its Women History Month celebration with this special event. Actually, we're going to have 8 teams with 4 people in every team. And time control is going to be 3 minutes plus 2 seconds increment on each move. That means a lot of excitement, a lot of adrenaline, and a lot of fun. And but before going for that, Nigarhan, we have a fantastic guest, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Our guest actually needs no introduction. She is unquestionably the greatest woman in history of chess. Her chess career was decorated with achievements from its very beginning. She was the youngest player to get an IM title at that time. She broke Bobby Fischer's record and became the youngest GM at the age of 15 at that time. She is the highest rated woman in the history of chess, who has been a source of inspiration for girls, women, and men, who made everybody wish that they could play like a girl. She's an icon. She is the GOAT. Welcoming Grandmaster Judit Polgar, everyone.
Hello, hi.
Hi, Judith. How are you doing today? And thanks for joining us. Welcoming Grandmaster Judit Polgar, everyone.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm doing fine, and I'm happy to be here with you.
So, hi, Judith. Once again, very happy to be here with you in another event. So we have a lot of questions, Judith, from the members of the teams. They want to hear from you. So how about if we start talking about these questions? So the first one from the team of the Vikings. So a very aggressive team. They want to ask you if what do you think we can all do to continue promoting chess as an equal and educational game?
Well, there are many ways, I believe, to promote chess. And I felt, first of all, I think it's important to have good people. And I think many of them are here also in this call. Because if you're positive, if you're a nice person, if you have goodwill to organize events, I think that's one of the basic and the best thing you can do, to invite also kids and girls and families and to promote the game, because nowadays it's especially not so easy necessarily to find a game or something, a common language, which deletes all the barriers between different age groups and families and so on.
That's right. So we have more questions, right, Nigarhan?
Yeah.
Next one is from Latin Chess Power.
The second question. Yeah, the second question is asked by Latin Chess Power. Actually, they're predominantly Chess.com employees, so I see lots of familiar names there. So this is like a general, very broad question, I would say. They ask, what is the future of women in chess? I think this is more like about creating awareness, like encouraging new women to play chess. What do you think, Judith?
Well, I think it depends very much how we are girls players, lady players, men players deal with that, and how they cope with new opportunities and new events. Because I think it depends on us how it's going to be developing for girls to play chess. I think in the chess, if I can say, industry, there is becoming more and more women. For example, in streaming, I think they have more women than guys. But I think the very important thing is to create an environment where they feel not only safe, but generally speaking, happy, and they enjoy to be part of different events, and not only as an organizer. And there are many ladies who are doing a lot of work. So the production or events can be as successful as they are. But I think there are a lot of place for women, and I think also the society organizers and guys also understand that it is just beneficial for all of us, and eventually the product, whatever event is going to be a better event, more rich and more colorful. But going to the question that whether how to invite girls to chess, still, I believe that that we have to organize events where they feel the fun of it.
So how were those days, Judy? Because I guess you grew up in an environment where not so many girls were going to the club in Hungary, right? How were those days when you started? How did you feel?
Well, the club I was visiting every day, it was full of girls because it was my home with my sisters.
Not the best.
That was a real chess club for many years because mostly the coaches or training partners, they were coming to our apartment, even though we were living in a very small apartment. And but still, we always had people coming over from abroad, and we were playing blitz and working on chess. But the balance was always very good in gender-wise.
Okay, so talking about actually chess studying, we have another question from the White Rose team, and they want to know what was your personal inspiration to study chess, let's say 6-8 hours per day, or maybe even more, Judith?
Well, I was studying chess 6-8 hours a day. That was a fact. And if you want to become better and improve your chess, then definitely it helps. Though quality does not necessarily mean quantity. So I think, especially nowadays, I learned a lot that you have to pay attention a lot also on the quality part, not only the quantity part.
Okay, the next question, actually, Judith, you already mentioned some content creators. This is coming from Content Queens, my fellow streamer friends. How do you see the chess content influencing professional chess and women in chess for the next generation of talent? Do you think does this increase the visibility and accessibility of and lead to more equality and in terms of rating and how people are treated?
Well, this is something very new to me, to see the streaming experts or people with creating content. It's something very new to me. Of course, when I was a player, I was very, very, very far of this. But in the last 2 years, maybe I can say, it was a great boom seeing streamers, and it became something very special for chess, I believe, because chess got a lot of recognition through the chess streamers because of during the pandemic. Obviously, chess was very fortunate that we could play, we could talk, we could enjoy the game itself through the online platforms. So I think there is a big opportunity there also to invite more girls and kids to be part of the chess community.
I actually want to squeeze in one more question here, if that is okay. Do you follow any chess content on any platform? Could be Twitch, could be TikTok. I wonder if Judit Polgar has a TikTok.
I don't have a TikTok, sorry. I'm very old-fashioned. Sometimes I'm on Instagram and Facebook, Twitter, but really old-fashioned, I think, nowadays. But it's a completely different lifestyle, I think. That's what I can say, that it's also a little bit different mindset. So it's not my piece of bread, I think. Like for me, it seems like a very difficult job to be a content creator. It's like an endless story, and maybe I would not like to be 24 hours front of the cameras, to be honest. I was front of the cameras many hours and thousands of hours in my life, but it would be difficult for me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Judith, that the content creators, they gave a lot to chess, and the pandemic was really great for our sport. I still remember when I was like 20 years old or something, I used to hide that I was a chess player, like when dating someone, for example, or something like that. I will never tell this person that I was a chess player. But nowadays, it's like a cool thing. So do you think we are like in the best period for chess ever?
Well, I think there are several things which made this very unique times for chess, right? Because it was the pandemic, it was the Queen's Gambit series, which was very much strengthening each other. And in some ways, yes, we can say, I think, that more people play chess than ever before. And I think during the Queen's Gambit series, when it was out, I think it was at least as big boom in the world than Fischer-Spassky 50 years ago. And that was something extremely special, especially because it had nothing to do with politics. And of course, usually it sounds, it's loud enough when it's connected and related to politics, right? So I can say that chess is changing a lot in the last few years, and I'm expecting probably it's going to be changing quite a bit in the next several years as well.
Cool. So next question is done by the team Chessable by Pepe. I have to say that it's not me. So there is another Pepe in the Chessable team, Pepe Doval. Okay. So I guess, yeah, he's playing for the team, and they want to know if they are asking the following question: do occasional separate tournaments for women or girls provide chances for them to make friends and meet role models?
Do I make events?
No, I mean, if do occasional separate tournaments for women or girls provide chances for them to make friends and meet role models, let's say?
Well, when I was a kid, I just didn't understand why we need the ladies tournaments, and I mean, what's the point? It's a mind sport. And of course, with years, I was analyzing, I was thinking, I was debating on this topic. And nowadays, my vision is that it's quite okay to have ladies tournament, but in a different way, I think, because it shouldn't be a different. It should be like there are girls' parties and guys' parties, but you don't judge them whether one is stronger, better, more funny than the other, right? So I think generally it should be one. But there can be motivational events for girls and ladies to inspire them. But I think it's very important when we talk about chess, we talk about objectively the game of chess and get the best you can compared to yourself. So I don't even like to talk too much about girls becoming better than another boy or whatever. No, I just want to talk about kids developing the maximum potential they can and they have, and that's it. And once we talk only about potentials, how to work on their talent, then we just don't talk about the ladies and guys section or making separation.
Right. I think we can 100% say that you were one of the persons that make the most for women chess in the history of the game, right? Because I mean, you didn't have you have to face all these guys, and you were basically alone those top tournaments, right? So I think we can all agree that you did a lot for women chess in general. So next question, Nigarhan, what do we have there?
The next question is coming from the team La Commission, and it's a rather personal question, I think. If you could go back in time when you were first starting out as a chess player, what would be the piece of advice that would give to your younger self?
It's very difficult what you would give to yourself, because of course you're a different person, and you have your thoughts, your brain, and it developed the way it developed. But I think maybe I can say that be brave and go after your beliefs.
Okay, that's very nice. So let's say, Judith, if you could go back, let's say to your 10 years or something, would
Why
you
do you
be?
want me to go back in time so much?
I would love to go back, like let's say 50 years, and stay in my 20s for the rest of the life, But no, my question is, if would you be a chess player if you had to choose once again, or you would decide to do something else with your life?
You want to say if once I would be choosing for myself what to do, because it
Right.
wouldn't be again. It was basically my parents, my family, who chose it for me,
Right.
because two of my sisters play chess, and probably many of you know my story, that I was homeschooled together with my sisters. I'm number 3, I'm the youngest. So by that time, it was the most natural thing that I'm going to be following my sisters. And I started to get familiar with the pieces at the age of 5. So if, let's say, I would be 10 years old, somehow imagine myself, of course, I can't exclude
Sophia in Israel, and I saw her talent. She's a very nice artist. She showed me her website and everything, and I read in many articles you did that she was the most talented among sisters. Was that true, or and why did she decide to quit chess later?
we are all 3 very different characters. That's very clear. And she's a character of very cheerful, very happy, smiley artist in the family. So she was always tempted to drawings and paintings, but she started much later, not in a very young age. And basically, it's my mistake, kind of, that she got into my shadow, because she always said that, well, I was pretty good. I was number 3 in different circles, but no matter how narrow you started to make it, she was always number 3 in strengths, because she was very talented. She was extremely good. She made an incredible result, for example, in Rome. When she was 14, she made incredible 2900 performance. So she had this incredible result and drive at that time. But then I came and I just outperformed her. And if I wouldn't exist, then she would be fantastic in the world, and she would have the records and they would pay attention on her chess. So it was kind of unfortunate. But I think she's happy, and she never was jealous about it, or she was never complaining about it, because she find her own way in art, and we are really the best friends also.
Okay, so you said you were living in a very small apartment, and you were a lot of people out there studying chess. Were you fighting sometimes, or it was a friendly environment?
And of course, we were fighting on end of the chessboard, as like good sisters do, or brothers.
Right. Okay, so not last question, but the 7th question comes from the Chessable Present Cheer team. Chessable is one of the best chess. I'm sure you guys know and you're aware of. And so, Judith, what are your favorite readings, and what non-chess book has impressed you lately?
I think we might have lost Judith.
Okay, I thought it was me.
Yeah, she's also frozen on my screen as well.
Okay, so then we're waiting for Judith here. She will join back for sure. And I forgot to say, Graham, that the teams are full of member staff, right? And some of our best streamers, right?
Yeah. The teams feature lots of people, including Chess.com staff and some of the streamers that we love and watch and follow. Shout out to them. And
we have to say that there are prizes for the winners of these tournaments. We have Chessable courses, hoodies, T-shirts, mugs, and a lot of things.
Yeah, lots of amazing prizes from Chessable, and really appreciate that. I think anyone would love to get that as a prize or a gift.
Right. And something else I wanted to tell you guys. I mean, you are out there in the chat. I can see you guys. So you wanna ask a question to Judith? It is now. It's time to post it out there so we can read it for her before she leaves. Okay, because she'll stay here like for 30-40 more minutes, and then the tournament will start. So if you guys have a question for her, you have the best women in chess history. So it's a great opportunity to interact with her and to know more about this fantastic personality.
Yeah, now it's the best time to ask your questions to the highest rated women in history of chess, the GOAT, and icon. Yeah.
Right. Nigarham, I see you are very active these days on Twitch. So tell me how you started this project, and you play some official tournaments as well. So it is just for fun. You want to become a GM and beat me and Judith as well?
That's not going to happen. I just opened my Twitch account just to, help with the technical stuff. So what I do as a part of my job is to help streamers in multiple languages, non-English streamers, to grow their channels, start out and do stuff. So in order for me to give a technical advice, like I opened the account first back in 2019. And then, it became a part of my thing. And I didn't even know how to play chess back then. And, I was very shy. Back then, people like me who are not very good chess players, streaming are not a, common thing, common phenomena back then. So actually, I was very shy and I was playing solo chess. Do you know what solo chess is, Pepe?
Solo chess? No, I never heard about that.
Solo chess is if you go to Chess.com, and search solo chess, you will see solo chess. Basically, it's like a version of chess where you can eat pieces. Like only eating pieces. There's no other color. Actually, might be two colors, but basically you will leave only one piece at the end.
Okay.
So like it becomes solo. So like it basically taught me how to move the pieces.
Okay, that's a good exercise actually.
Yeah. Can I see some solo chess lovers in the chat, please? I think it's very,
I need to try. Maybe I will quit normal chess and then I will,
Oh, you will be obsessed. You will be obsessed. Solo chess is
professional career.
Solo chess grandmaster.
That's right. That's very impressive that you learned recently to play chess, and then you're doing very, very fine on Twitch. I see that you have a lot of fans, and then people love to see you play. So that's very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely a process. Yeah.
I have to say that your setup looks fantastic. Yeah, this typical Twitch setup, right? Mine is just, as you can see, not the best in the world. Yeah, it's just a kitchen, so.
But I assume you're traveling very often, so your backdrop changes quite a bit.
Right. So I'm currently in Brazil, learning Portuguese. I really like the culture of Brazil and the language and everything. So I came here for some weeks after a tournament, and then I decided to go for a school to learn Portuguese. And tomorrow I have a master class in a chess club in Portuguese. So that's going to be a great challenge for me.
Wow.
Let's see.
How many languages do you speak?
I speak Spanish, English, a little bit of Italian, because I studied in Italy, my master's, and German to survive because I lived 3 years in Germany, but life is too short to learn German. And now Portuguese. Yes.
Actually, your real reason why you traveled all the way to Brazil has been leaked in the chat. Carlos says that you traveled to Brazil just to learn how to dance samba.
That's
Is that correct?
I mean, I'm a terrible dancer. Most of the Europeans, we are terrible dancers. If we compare, let's say, with the Latin American people, for example. But among Europeans, Spanish, we're kind of the best, So among the bad dancer, we are the best dancers in the continent. So, but terrible dancer anyway.
Oh, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad you are?
No, I mean, I would say a 3, and then if I have a couple of mojitos, then I can
oh no,
be a 5 or something. So.
Oh, couple of mojitos and
No.
you'll be a 5. Okay, that's not
Right,
bad.
right. Then I get some rating points. But
Okay.
talking about Judith, so I'm gonna tell you. I mean, while we wait for her, I'm gonna tell you how I met her. So it was a funny story because I was in Tunisia playing a tournament. It was a closed tournament, and then she was invited there to give us simul. Okay.
Wow.
And then I was supposed to do commentary on the games she was playing. But at some point we had this dinner, okay, with some politicians and the organizer of the event, Mr. Chucky. He is a very nice guy. He's organizing tournaments in Jerba, beautiful island in Tunisia, in the north of Africa. And at some point we had to basically stop the simul because we had to go for the dinner, right? And then the organizer asked me to decide the outcome of the games. And okay, that was a very difficult task because I didn't know Judith. We were not friends or anything like that. So, and then I saw some positions where she was struggling. She was a pawn down. She was having some problems. So I had to tell her that she's going to lose the game. So imagine my face. I was very, very sad there. I was very nervous. But she's, she was smiling. She's a super humble and nice person.
Wow! What a delight to meet Judith on a in person on a funny occasion.
Right. She's fantastic, and I see no questions, guys, from you in the chat here.
Actually, I see some of them. Okay, yeah.
Here in the chat, yeah.
I see Judith's favorite variants. Does she have a favorite women chess player? I think those are really good questions.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to Kasparov as well because she was facing Kasparov in many occasions, and then she beat him, I guess, in a couple of occasions as well. So
yeah, I read that from a book. I think it was Jen Shahadi's book, Chess Queens. She was mentioning that she had a successful run against Kasparov as well.
Yeah. I can imagine Kasparov's face.
Yeah, he's very expressive, very expressive player. I've had the chance to see him in action at St. Louis Chess Club. And I was delighted to see him nearby doing the facial expressions, and it was such a thing. Actually, he was the reason why I got a club membership and started playing chess.
Really?
Yeah. I saw him and I'm like, I think I want to play chess, and that's the beginning of my story.
You live in St. Louis, right? But you didn't move because of chess. You were living there and then you started playing chess.
So actually, I was in the chess world, more like a behind the scenes kind of a person. Back in Turkey, I was employed by the Turkish Chess Federation. During my master's degree, I needed money, guys. So I happened to travel lots of places, including the Olympiad, so many weird places. Yeah, I found myself on the stage next to the FIDE president in a meeting. Suddenly they were voting stuff and that was one of my earlier visits to a high profile event. And I was basically in the kitchen of chess.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I was applying to lots of universities. I do my PhD at St. Louis University right now. I'm about to conclude it. Hopefully, wish me luck, guys. So, yeah, that's the reason why I was in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm. Very good. No, I also had the opportunity to meet Kasparov there because I was the Grandmaster in residence in St. Louis Chess Club for 3-4 times, and one of them, Kasparov, was playing these rapid tournaments, right? And he intimidates actually with when he's playing all these expressions with the face. You can feel actually his energy.
Actually, now that you mentioned that, I think I remember reading. I'm not sure if it's actually what Judith said. Judith mentioned the role of psychology and playing against bots. I'm not sure if she actually said that. And when she's hopefully back, we can ask her this. So she doesn't like playing bots because there's no psychology involved, and she cannot trick the bots with that psychology. I'm wondering, like, if that is actually like a technique that Kasparov also utilized. Maybe he's like intimidating people by doing like so many facial expressions, or expressing his feelings.
Right. Yeah, there are people who believe in psychology. There are people who don't believe in psychology. For example, I guess it was Bobby Fischer used to say, I don't believe in psychology, I believe in good moves, right? But for sure, we have many moments in chess where psychology, it's very important. For example, Judith is back. Okay.
Yay.
Are you there, Judith?
Hi. Sorry, I have no idea what happened. Now I'm on my iPad. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. We were actually asking you, yes, I think I was the one asking you the following question. What are your favorite readings, and what non-chess book has impressed you lately? Question from the Chessable team.
Yeah. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I'm not a big reader. I rather like to listen podcasts and TED Talks and whatever, interviews and chats and portraits or whatever, while I'm cooking. So sometimes I have books. I have a book here a friend of mine gave me, The Happiness Advantage. It sounds a good title, and it's good. But I go slow. So I think I have no patience for that. Somehow I like to do two things at the same time. So that's why I rather listen a lot of things, and that I enjoy a lot.
Okay. Very good. We have some more questions here from some people in the team. What is the greatest comeback in a game you've ever seen?
Well, one comes to mind, which I played, which was up to today. I think it's kind of, I still don't understand how is it possible. My game against Grishchuk, back it was, 2000, no idea which year, but
was he in time trouble?
No, it was after time trouble, but it was move 61. He made the most natural move with 2 extra pawns. I had only 1 knight and the king. He had his king and knight, 2 pawns. And basically everything, the rules of chess, everything should lead that the position is completely won for white, but I saved the game, and it was miracle. What has happened at move 61, right after the time trouble, Grishchuk played the most natural move in the position, and after that I found the move. Actually, I was planning on this move to make it was a very beautiful aesthetic stalemate opportunity, and I like studies which give some very nice beauty to chess for me. I said, I have to try this out, but I had not given even 1% chance that I can really save the game. And after that, Grishchuk started to think, okay, what is this tricky move? He was thinking 55 minutes. And while he was thinking and didn't find the win, I was walking 55 minutes behind the curtains there and on stage. We were the last game. And it was a draw. And up to today, I don't understand how is that possible. So that was one of the most incredible savings for me.
In which year did you play this game? So I don't know the game, so I want to look.
I don't know. It was in Biel, but 2000. I don't know, 8. It was actually before Magnus became a world champion. So somehow end of, I don't know, 2008, 9, somewhere there. And Magnus was also playing in the tournament.
Okay.
I'm sure you saw it.
Okay.
Or if not, then it's good because you're gonna see it, and it's a lot of fun.
Right. So we have a question from Jessie February. She's a strong player from South Africa, also a streamer, and she's asking you if you listen chess podcasts, and if so, which ones?
Actually, I was working with her. She was helping me out in one of the festivals, so I know her a bit. Which ones? Chess podcasts, I don't listen that much, only if there is some specific things. But lately, I think several times I was listening, what is it, Chicken Podcast? Or what's the name?
Chicken
with
Podcast,
Nielsen and Gustafsson, yes. Yeah, I was listening that, but also what Fabiano does in St. Louis, they have a podcast. I was there once also. Square I think, not Square something like that.
Square or something.
Yeah, so there are several. Sometimes I bump into one another, or I hear about something that interesting was said. I was also sometimes, of course, I follow commentaries of interesting events or interesting rounds.
Very nice. And,
I see an interesting question in the Twitch chat. Shout out to our Twitch chat. So they're wondering if you play any chess variants, not classical, but like variants chess, like duck chess. Do you have a favorite if you do?
I think she died again, right? No.
I think I keep jinxing
actually, to tell you the truth, sorry?
I think we can hear you now, yes.
Yeah, now it's good.
Okay, so basically I have to tell you that I'm not a big fan of any kind of variants, including the Fischer random. My father has his own variant of chess. He developed it and created it like more than 15 years ago, the Star Chess, which has a little interesting twist. But somehow I think I was playing, competing, and falling in love and keep the magic. Chess is good for me. I find always something which can engage me with, whether it's chess compositions, whether it's some new incredible games. During my, just a little detour, I have a mentor program and I do some chess work for Hungarian youngsters. And I saw one of the games, now it was played. I think Nodirbrak played maybe one of them. It was very exciting. So I created a special study of that, but the practical one. So I find beauty in chess. I don't need all kind of extra changes of variants.
Thank you for the answer. But I think anybody in this call and in the chat is now wondering so badly, what is Star Chess?
Well, you can go on Instagram. It's a shape of a star. And the pieces, it has 6 chess pieces, but they have very different power than in regular chess. So it is also much faster game because the board is a little less, it's smaller, it's like 37 squares. So it's different. My father could never convince me to play too often, but once or twice I played it. But unfortunately, I still stick to chess.
Now we have a funny version in Chess.com, the duck chess. I don't know if you heard about this variation where you have a duck, like you cannot go through that square, you cannot capture anything there. And
I heard about it, but never played it. And I never followed it really how it works. But I heard it now that you're telling me.
We have a nice question from Grandmaster Carlos Matamoros from Ecuador. And he's asking, What is your favorite place in the world, Judith, and why is it the Galapagos Islands?
Well, I was first of all very fortunate through my career. I was traveling more than 80 countries already. I loved Spain very much. I was playing a lot in my teenage years, and also I like Latin America a lot. Argentina I love, but I like others like Chile. I like Holland also, but I think also some of the events, of course, or some of it's connected also to my nice results, but not only that, because I like the Latin temper. I like the way people love life.
You are kind of Latin, you know. I think the way you are very relaxed, always socializing. So maybe you were born in another life, like let's say in Cuba. I don't know. But,
maybe, and I've never been in Cuba. I have to go there.
Okay, they have a fantastic chess culture over there.
Yeah.
By the way, you remember we were talking about the Iguazu waterfalls. Did you manage to go finally?
No, we had other adventures. That's still on the list.
Okay.
Especially for my husband.
All right.
I actually want to personally squeeze in a question. I know Judith is, one of the greatest players in the history of chess, and the greatest female ever existed. And did you have any idols, chess idols, when you were growing up that you were looking up to? And
I didn't really have specific that much, but when I was when was it, 84, I was like 8-9 years old, and I started to be a big fan of Garry Kasparov. And I think the reason is because it was somehow very nice to see that a young man is just killing everybody. He was so young, and I liked very much his style. So some of my games, I can say, I think it resembles a little bit of the attacking and the combinational style. So if I can say someone, he was. But then later on, I started to admire a lot of other world champions, but not only world champions, also grandmasters and others.
Okay, so talking about Kasparov, how was that time when you beat him for the first time? You remember that?
You mean the first and the last?
Exactly.
It's
first and last, okay.
No, the thing is, it is most of the time people might think that, and they think that it's kind of strange what I'm saying, that my personal most happy moment playing against Kasparov, it was not my victory when I won against him, but it was in Linares when it was 2011. We played 2 games, one white and one with black. And the reason is because it was a classical event. He was prepared, he was focused. Linares was always, or for many years, the Wimbledon of chess. And there we had 2 extremely fighting games. I specifically made a very special strategy in both of my games, and he was sweating. He made a draw, or I made a draw, whichever angle we are looking at it. But and it was a classical game. And for chess professionals, especially in those days, we were not paying attention so much on the rapid or blitz events. And I won against Kasparov in a rapid game where it seemed, I don't want to look arrogant or something, but if you look at the game, you could see that it was kind of an easy, smooth game, right? So it was not so much excitement. He made the very best strategic choice of opening to play the Berlin. He wanted to get rid of my queens, and it disturbed him much more not to have the queens on the board. But of course, it was something special because it was very special reaction from the world. And also that it happened in 2002 when Russia invited the world to beat them. And actually, this was one of the key games that the team of the world won, with the leadership and being the captain of Yasser Serevan. And we beat in the Kremlin the Russian players. So it was not a very party atmosphere after the event, I can say.
Very nice. So I'm sure we will all be here asking you the questions for 3 days in a row. But how are we going with the schedule, Nigarhan? We have last question, right?
Yeah, we have one more question. And I actually won't be asking this question. I kindly want to invite Mathilde and Sophia to present their question and present their inclusive language idea that they're implementing in Chessable. Hi, Mathilde and Sophia.
Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome.
Would you like to ask your question to Judith?
Okay, so I think my question, I think I submitted the question, was if you are familiar with inclusive gender language, gender inclusive language, and if you use it in your courses, in your public communication.
Actually, I wanted to check it, but I don't know much about it yet. But I'm curious.
That's perfect, because they have to present here project, right, Mathilde?
Yeah, it would be a very short presentation, just to give a sneak peek of what we did here in Chessable. Actually, yeah, it's we know that men are overrepresented in chess, and Chessable took it as a concern, and they decided to do a study about the gender gap. And we had the chance, Sophia and myself, to participate to this project, the Gender Gap project. And so the science team, led by Alexei, who is actually in this call, and Karel, they created a survey of 500 persons, and we received some interesting answer. And one of the most striking result was that some women were very frustrated of the very generic use of he, his, and him for all the time, even referring to white and black without knowing actually the gender of the person. Like white and black is just, ungendered. And that was provoking a frustration. And actually, in recent studies, we have it has been shown that the generic use of the masculine provokes a cognitive bias, which means that if we write masculine, we think masculine. So, like a very simple example would be a chess master is always thinking about where to put his rooks. Then you obviously think about a male chess master. But you could easily change this sentence to a chess master is always thinking about where to put their rook, which would be an inclusive way of talking about a chess master in general, right?
Yeah, and what we should also acknowledge is that in other languages like German and Spanish, for example, inclusive language is not as easy to implement as in English, as we've seen in the example. Because not only the pronouns, but also the nouns are marked for gender. And as some of you may know, on Chessable, we have courses in Spanish and German as well. And there, as it is even more evident that the masculine forms are used generically, not only to refer to the readers, but also when referring to any unspecified chess player. And actually, oftentimes it is also quite evident that the reader is assumed to be male. And so we think that making chess a better place for women means including them in every aspect of the game, and starting with language would be an important step. And that's why we decided to create the language guidelines that we hope will encourage authors and employees to use gender inclusive language so that no one feels excluded when reading our texts, and also to create awareness for this topic.
Yeah. It.
Thank you, Mathilde and Sophia, for presenting this amazing idea. Because as we all know, some of especially the older chess books are written in a highly masculine language, where the player is referred predominantly as he, whereas it could be anyone, he or she. So I think this is a great step forward for changing our perspective of how we perceive a chess player. But before we conclude the questions, I see that I was informed that our Spanish Chess.com channel is live, and Gabriela Vargas, who is currently live on Chess.com Spanish, wants to ask a question to Judith.
Hi, Nigarhan. Hi, Judith. Can you
Hi,
listen?
Gabriela. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I have a question for Judith. If you could go back in time, which player from the past would you like to play a match and why? Can be world champion or not?
I see that you guys, you always want to go back in time today. I'm pretty sure Chess.com will make some app or some feature like this that we go back in time. But going back to your question, I don't know. I was never thinking about that too much. But now that you're asking, maybe I can say Capablanca, because I would wonder what kind of incredible games we could play with our imagination and tactics and artistic style. Because, for example, with Shirov, whenever I played, because he has a very special style and very creative. So maybe it could be Capablanca.
Thank you, Judith. And we have a last question from Danny himself. Are you there, Danny?
I am here. I'm here. Big fan. I've been listening to all of this. Thank you so much, Judith. I just walked in and heard your voice, and I started watching. So I have a question as a fan of something that I know you're doing upcoming this year. Maybe it's a good one to end on. But are there any special plans or things about the upcoming Judit Polgar Global Chess Festival for this year that you can tell us about? Anything new and exciting or different that you're doing this year? Also, this has been awesome. And we are working on time travel. That's just a side project that we're working on for separate things. But anyway, any things that you could share with us about what's coming up later this year?
Well, thanks for asking the question. We have each year in the second Saturday of October, a special event, the Global Chess Festival. Offline, it's Budapest at the National Gallery, so this is not going to be changing. But already in the last several years, we were moving on to the online platforms, and we want to have more and more better content also that the world can enjoy with us. But I think this year we are going to have one day offline in Budapest, and we are separating for another day the online events. And we are very much looking forward to have all kinds of different programs. I want to have some chess things, of course, lectures. We have a highlight also, the Educational Chess Summit, where we talk about the importance of chess in education worldwide. So I'm very much looking forward this year to have actually, finally, it's going to be a 2-day festival from one. So we doubled the days.
Okay, thank you very much, Judith, for the answer. And thanks a lot for being here. I think we all love it, and all the audience always love whenever you show up here in the shows. And it's always a great pleasure, Judith.
Thank you very much for having me here, and enjoy the tournament.
Thank you. Take care
Thank
of
you so much.
Thank you, Judith.
Bye.
Thanks, Judith. So now we have only 6 minutes until the tournament starts. So we're going on a short break, and then we'll be back very soon to enjoy all the games and all the excitement and adrenaline of the Blitz time control. So see you in a couple of minutes, guys.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back, everybody. Today, we're back with the tournament segment of this amazing broadcast today in celebration of Women's History Month. Pepe, why don't we remind our audience the format?
Sure. So we have 8 teams today, and every team have 4 members. Okay, and let me talk about the teams a little bit. Let me see if I have here the composition of the teams. Yes, we do. We have the White Rose team with Adriana Nikolova, Alexei Ruth, Ana Maya Kazarian, Luisa Brooks. And then we have La Comisión team with Sabrina Vega, one of the best chess players in Spain, Fabiola Campagnolo from Brazil, Laura Collado from Spain, Alejandro Martinez as well. Chessable by Pepe and Chessable team with Pepe Doval, Kaufman, Eva Ferreras, Devina Devagaram. Another Chessable team, Chessable classroom cheer with Luciana Morales, David Martinez, El Divis, my colleague. We were doing commentary together for a lot of years, Lara Mateo and Paloma Gutierrez, one of my best friends, also the wife of Carlos Matamoros, who is playing in another team, in Latin Chess Power, Matamoros, Luyu Su, sorry for my pronunciation, Lidia Fuentes, a strong player from Mexico, Ana Kudayaroba, and 3 more teams. Beers in Barcelona office, it's called this thing, with Matilde Congiu and Florencia Gonzalo Vanessa. But we have already the games, Nigarham.
Oh, the games are underway. Let's see. What team are you going to focus on, Pepe?
Well, let's check this game between Carlos Matamoros and Matilde Congiu. Matilde is a very strong player from France. Carlos is a grandmaster, so definitely this is going to be extremely interesting. And Carlos is an expert in this kind of system. Me and my brother, we used to call it the bull because we have this formation here with these 2 pawns, right? But it's called the Podbenek system, usually. And Black goes Queen D7. Matilde is going very aggressive in this game with long castle, and probably she wants to attack like crazy. Are you an aggressive player, Nigarham, or more solid?
Me, I wouldn't call myself solid just because of the ability level that I have. But you know,
okay.
I do opt in for longer positional sides of chess. Like I am an avid Queen's Gambit player, which is known as a very positional opening. And I believe Carlos is the highest rated player in the field today, right?
Right, Carlos is a grandmaster, very experienced, and now he's going all in here on the queen side. He's going to attack the black king. His ideas are b5, for example, followed by queen a4, targeting the a7 pawn, for example, d3, followed by bishop e3, and the pressure is going to be enormous against the a7 pawn, for example. But Matilde tries to react on the king side by playing f5. I'm not so sure about this move, because after the trade, this bishop on g2 is going to be a fantastic piece, right? Targeting as well the b7 pawn. Now it takes d4, and this looks very, very bad for black already. But remember, this is blitz, and anything can happen in this time control. So he takes f5, a very natural move, opening up the diagonal for this guy here on g2. And bishop takes f5. So how would you continue, Nigarham? Queen a4 or bishop t2? I don't know, a4, a5?
I think anything looks playable here for white. I would go for a4 maybe. I think my fellow 3-4 digit new 4-digit players would go for pawn pushes as well, because we like to be kind of aggressive.
Right, okay, I
But
like that.
none of this happens.
Knight f6, that's a very nice move from Matilde, trying to develop the pieces. We have another idea with queen a4, rook b1, rook b3, and rook e3 in case black tries to bring the king to b8 to protect the a7 pawn.
Just create.
So let's see how Carlos continues. For example, bishop g5, also interesting move, pinning the knight on f6, right? That cannot be moved because of the rook on d8, but Carlos goes all in.
Yeah.
And knight b4, such a nice move. For example, knight c6. Nigarham, it's a very, very nasty idea here, sacrificing the piece, opening up b file as well.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing idea to reroute the knight from center for an attack. Wow.
Right. Also, bishop takes b7, followed by queen a6 and knight c6. That's why Matilde tries to close the diagonal for the bishop. So the king can try to survive, but of course, this is just a pawn up for white. If white tries, if white decides to capture this pawn, either with the knight or with the pawn, which is also a very interesting idea to support this jump to c6 with the knight.
and then create a new
Knight
account.
C6.
It's gonna
Wow.
be
Wow.
beginner, but that's fine.
Such a fantastic
I
move
can
by
just start the
Carlos.
game there.
Sacrificing a piece, opening up the
Wow.
b5. Now rook b1 and rook b7. This is about boom. This is game
Wow.
over now.
Wow. So clean. So clean.
This game was very instructive. Fantastic attack by the Ecuadorian Grandmaster. He was my coach for many years, because he lives in my region in Spain, in Andalusia, in the south of Spain.
Do you have lots of grandmasters from that region?
Well, we have like let's say I believe only 4 or 5. We are 8 million people in the south of Spain, in this region, and there are some grandmasters.
Nice.
So I think she resigned. So
Yeah.
maybe we can go and check some of the game. For example, Sabrina Vega versus Luciana Morales. For sure, this comes from the French defense, right?
Oh,
Typical
yes.
structure with
I
the back
recognize
big-
this. I'm a Frenchie as well.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I play French with the black pieces. I'll get lots of hate for that, but yeah.
Okay. It's a very, very difficult opening to understand, right? Because you have a lot of difficult structure, for example, in that binaural variation. And, Black was trying to attack the b2 pawn. That's why knight b3 was played by Sabrina. And king b8. Now Luciana wants to bring the rook to the c file to attack the c2 pawn, but Sabrina doesn't care about anything, and then she's just grabbing some material.
What code does
I
it
must
ask for?
confess
Is
that
it,
this is the first time,
to
or
FA?
one of the
Yeah.
rarest
To FA, then
occasions
we
that
need
I
to
see
write
both
to FA
sides
channel,
castling
so
on
they
the
can help.
other side of the board, the
Yeah,
queen
but
The queen
side.
side.
Yeah, in this opening. So like this is
Let me
like
create
very
you
very
an
unusual.
I don't know why it doesn't let me.
That's
change
completely
that.
right. Usually the black king goes
I have a
to
lot of
g8,
test
right?
accounts, so
After
Yeah.
short
if I
castle.
do the
And not
test
many
one,
games you
for
see
example, I'm gonna look
black
up
player
here
going
my
for
password
long
for
castle in
that,
the
okay?
French. Completely agree
And
with
here
you.
both sides
Okay, so
castled
try to
queenside, and
go it-
this is one of the things that I've almost never seen in
test
French
actually
defense.
without.
I agree. So knight d4
Without-
by Sabrina Vega, who is
Okay.
2 pawns up. Queen b2 was a threat. That's why knight d4 was played. But
let's
now
just use the
e5.
test
Luciana
code,
is
sorry.
fighting very well in this
Yeah.
game. Now white
Oh,
has to
no
be careful. For example, after
And-
knight e6,
yeah,
queen b6
and
looks
I'm
strong to
sending
me.
you the
Attacking
password,
b2 and
okay?
also pinning the knight on e6.
Wow.
Not
Now queen e2. Luciana going after the g2 pawn, maybe. And of course, threatening checkmate in one move. So she needs to protect the rook. I don't know, maybe rook c1, maybe queen d3, trying
Yeah,
to
I'm
eliminate
very-
the queens off the board.
That
Usually
should
when
not
you're
ask
material
any.
up, trading
And
queens
then
is a good
just,
idea to minimize the risks,
play under
right?
that. Let me know
Yeah.
when you're in.
Rook e8. And now g6. Sabrina wants to promote. d7 followed by queen
Are you in?
f8. Could be a threat here. g7. Now Luciana trying to create counterplay here in the center of the board with a pass pawn. But this is faster. This is so fast. The g pawn. Queen f7, attacking the rook. Makes a lot of sense. And now black rook c8, but I guess g7. Still not easy to promote, right? Because the rook and queen are controlling the g8 square. So knight a5, threatening checkmate. Knight c5 to protect critical square on b7. And now b4, very aggressive, deflecting the knight on c5 and then actually guaranteeing the win.
That knight is very, very important in defense, and that move definitely kicks the knight away.
Okay, so we have some more running games here. Lu Yu Zhu from where? From the Netherlands?
Oh, that's a French flag, I think.
But the French flag is horizontal, right?
I think that's Netherlands flag. Sorry.
I'm not sure, so I was also
that flag I see on the screen is definitely the French flag, and Florencia is I think located in Argentina.
Yeah, she has won 5 times the Argentinian female championship. She's a very tricky player. She's very expert in these time controls, and definitely super strong player. So now
She
Florencia
also
wants
does
to trade
Portuguese streams, I think, for Chess.com PT. And
Yes.
let me do a quick shout out to my team. So what I do is I work with the international team. What we do is we provide content in lots of languages, including Spanish. Pepe, you are very very much part of that ecosystem also.
Right.
But if any of the chat is not a native English speaker or wants to follow the chess content in another language, we do have more than 10 languages on Chess.com that has a active social media account. We do cover important important broadcasts like World Championship, CCT. All of them are available, might be available in your language. So I would highly recommend you to, check it out.
Very nice. A lot of languages, a lot of commentators, a lot of content, in 10 languages. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do we have Chinese, Nigarham?
We don't have Chinese for various reasons, but hopefully in the future, who knows?
Okay, so now White has a problem here with the c4 pawn. As you can see, so after knight takes c5, knight takes c5, I believe the only move to survive there is knight d5. Knight d5
and then
straight away.
We have it on the board.
Right, and now the problem is, well, of course you cannot take on c4, and then, Black has to keep an eye on the e7 square. So that's why she decided to take on d5 to eliminate this knight. And now Florencia wants, of course, to use the c5. And the bishop on g7 is a fantastic piece. So that's why here the bishop pair is not that strong for White, because the bishop on g7 is such a monster, Nigarham.
Wow.
You like going for the fianchetto systems, or?
I don't usually don't, but I do fight against fianchetto, and I know how difficult it is to fight for that. That's the most prized possession of Black pieces in this kinds of openings. And whatever I try to do personally is when I see someone fianchetto, I want to trade that piece. Because I know that it's going to get super strong. Or I close the center. Like if I play against the fianchetto, I close that with my pawns.
That's a very nice idea. In this case, it's not going to be easy for White to fight against this monster. And Black has tremendous control on the c-file. I think this is a very nice idea to try to eliminate the rooks and then bring the king to the center, and more or less the position would be balanced. But bishop b2, a very interesting move by Florencia.
Actually, I'm not, yeah.
Because now a3 is suffering. I guess you can take. I'm not sure. I guess you can because of the rook b3, bishop c1 still, right?
I would take that pawn. Honestly, when you see a pawn hanging, you should grab it while you can.
I agree with you. I love pawns for free. I love food for free as well. So,
there's like a Turkish saying. So if you don't know, I'm from Turkey. There's a Turkish saying: if you see free food, eat it. If you see free, beating, as in the sense of violence, escape. What's happening?
Rook takes b2. She didn't see takes b2, followed by bishop d4. Was winning the game.
Wow, that was like a full healthy piece.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could have won the game immediately.
That could have been the moment for.
No, we have it again. But Florencia saw it, and then she went for king e8.
Is it possible for you to show us that little tactic over there?
Sure. Sure.
If you go back, show it for the audience. I think that was very, very pretty.
And
you see that, guys? It's free food. Okay, you should you should consider.
The Turkish people say you should just grab it. Yeah,
you should just eat the free food.
I guess that's in every country.
I suppose that is very universal. You should eat whatever free things that you have.
I love Turkish food. The kebab is just a different thing in Turkey. The meat is so well cooked. Crazy.
And did you know that I was from the place that literally invented or gave the name to Adana kebab?
Really? What's the name?
I'm from Adana. Adana.
Adana. Okay.
So usually when they say kebab, it usually is Adana kebab. And
Awesome. Because of course we have kebab everywhere, but it's not the same,
No, it's definitely not the same. You should eat that and not even in Turkey, like in Adana, like that specifically is designed for.
Is it a small city or is it a small city or big one?
No, it's actually quite large. It's a very large metropolitan area. I would say More than 2 million people live in the area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Then a lot of kebabs to be eaten.
Oh yeah, a lot of good food, not just kebabs. Sorry for distracting, guys. I'm sorry. I'm kind of getting hungry. So I hope
Me too. Didn't eat today.
now that we're eating pieces, skewering pieces with our bishop, I thought
Right.
kebab would be a great segment.
Yeah, Laura is eating everything she's seen on the board. Like she's 2 pawns up. Now the pawn on e4 is also hanging, protecting f2. The bishop on c3 is doing a great job attacking the g7 square as well. A rook can come to the 7th rank. So actually, black needs a miracle in this position to survive.
Absolutely
G4 as
crushing.
well, winning another
Wow.
piece. Typical fork. So
Yeah.
sometimes, the most natural move is just the best one.
Yeah. You see, I think anybody in the chat would have realized that fork because I feel like no matter what your level is, you always spot forks. For some reason, chess players love finding forks on the chessboard.
Right. And that's why the knight is so tricky, because you can give a lot of forks with the knight, and the knight in the time trouble is the best piece, and even more for beginners,
Absolutely, absolutely. I got crushed by, people lower than my rating, a lot lower than my rating by a simple knight fork.
Mm-hmm.
They always find it. They always find it.
Laura is going super solid, overprotecting the f2 pawn with the knight, bishop, rook, and king.
Wow.
Now she grabs another piece here, and this should be game over very soon.
Wow.
3 to do here with the black pieces. But of course, this is splits, and I've seen worse things, worse comebacks.
Okay,
the story
Pepe,
of my
I
life.
want to ask you a question. What's your
Okay.
favorite piece and why?
Well, if I have to pick one of them, the queen, the strongest piece. But of course, in chess, everything depends on the position, on the current position. So bishops are usually better pieces in open positions, but of course, everything depends on the current position you have on the board. So you have rules in chess, but everything depends on the position. Rook g7, and now you just remove the rook.
The chat says queen doesn't count.
Right. Ooh, rook g8, beautiful checkmate.
Wow, that was actually really, really pretty checkmate.
Yeah,
wow. Stylish.
That was a pretty checkmate. And let me see the results. We have White Rose beaten Chessable by Pepe 3-1, and then La Comisión beat Chessable Classroom Cheers. Well,
yeah, let's remind our audience that Chessable Pepe is not the same person as Pepe that you see on the screen. We have two Pepes.
So many Pepes in Spain. It's the most common name actually. So
is it for Jose or?
Exactly. So my official name is Jose Fernando, but everybody calls me Pepe. In Spain, you can do that to all Joses. You can call them Pepes.
I actually didn't know that. Yeah. Wow.
It's not.
I wonder how it happened, like historically in time. Like somebody says, "Oh, Jose, let's make you Pepe."
No, actually, it has a meaning. It means putative father. It comes from the and all of this, So.
Oh. I see.
I'm not an expert, but it's something like that. So, but it's not a fashionable name. Like to be called Pepe in Spain, it's nothing special. Like 50% of people are called Pepe. So I have a very, bad name.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with Twitch emotes, but we do have a Pepe on Twitch. Do you know?
I know. I mean, the first time I saw that, I couldn't believe. All these top influencers. Everybody typing Pepe there. I couldn't understand that. What does mean?
And you were wondering, wow, I must be so popular because everybody's typing Pepe.
So much.
That is a cool name. Yeah.
You know the meaning or not?
I do not know the meaning. No, absolutely no. I have no idea.
So somebody out there in the chat, we have a lot of people out there typing. Can you explain me what does this Pepe thing means when everybody's chatting there? It's typing that in the chats. So, right. So,
all right. Do you think we should take a break? Little break?
Sure.
Okay. All right, everybody. We'll be coming back after a small break. Please don't leave us. The tournament will be continuing.
Sure. And
Hello.
we're back for the second round, Garham.
Hi, everybody. So I see that most of the people are getting hungry in the chat. So let's give them some skewers and some free pieces. What do you say?
Yes.
All
Yes,
right. What happened
a
in
lot
this
of
game?
pieces to capture here. And again, as you can see, you can capture the knight on d7, the pawn on a5, the pawn on e5 with either with the pawn or the knight. So there are so many tactics going on, but I don't like black structure here.
All right, let's see. I think white
because now you know
like
you have isolated one.
Just exactly I would play against it.
Yeah, taking everything, right?
Yeah.
Taking everything. This is something that beginners cannot avoid. You know, they see a piece and then they have to capture it. But sometimes it's not the best thing. But I understand it's completely. Ooh, bishop f3.
Oh no.
He didn't capture the knight on e5, so that means black is going to be a full piece up. You see, this is that mistake. Of course, here you have to capture the knight back, but he didn't do it, Alejandro. And of course, Lily, which is an experienced player. She's from Mexico. She's played for the Olympic team in several occasions. She's a WIM. She knows that she's winning this game, of course.
Wow. No.
And now, would you capture on d5 with the rook or not? Now, you have a pin here with the black pieces. Can you find that pin?
Black pieces with a pin. Oh yeah, of course. Bishop to c6 is a
very good. But there is a way. Yeah. There is a way to save the game here. To save.
Oh yeah. And then you respond the pin with a pin.
Exactly. Double pin. Very good. So we are here, and well, still black's still winning, of course, because of an extra bishop, as you can see here. But still, some work needs to be done in order to finish the game, right?
Okay.
This is never easy. The story of my life, losing, completely winning positions.
No, it's the story of my life.
I think everybody's life here. Oh, bishop c4, another pin. So many pins in this game.
Everywhere is pinned. Everywhere is shish kebab.
Yeah, of course, you guys can see the difference between Alejandro and Lilia in terms of rating points, right? Alejandro has 900 and Lily 2015.
Yeah, I think that will be really instructive game for Alejandro, so he can go back and analyze the game and learn from his mistakes by using game analysis.
Do you analyze the games?
I do only analyze my games that are longer.
Only your victories. No.
I actually won a game against the 1600, which I'm very which I'm very happy about it. And I did like such a clean way. I wasn't expecting that. Like that normally doesn't happen. Okay, so I was very happy to see that. And I did such a clean game with lots of winning moves. I was not ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, chess is very special because once you start studying and training, you see the progress. Whoa, she blundered the queen in one move. What? Oh, come on, Alejandro. Oh. Alejandro, this is your opportunity to beat the WIM. Everybody typing Alejandro in the chat. We are going to support Alejandro. It's an opportunity in his life to beat international master today.
Wow. Could this be his master game?
Everybody's Alejandro right now.
Wow.
He has a queen for a rook. So it's a lot of material, but he only has 30 seconds in the clock.
Wow.
Alejandro. Alejandro.
Wow.
Come on, Alejandro. You're the man.
Don't call my name Alejandro because,
You are the king of the dance floors. Everybody wants to dance with you. You're the king, man. Finish the game. Finish Lilia.
He needs to be really, really careful now. Because time is a part of the challenge.
Of course, and only 25 seconds.
I mean,
remember, he has bishop h4. Oh no, Alejandro, what did you do?
No. Rip,
my man. No.
Rip.
You give up the queen, but still, Now the
it's
position is
playable.
around
It's
equal.
playable. Come on. Yeah.
It's playable. You have a pass pawn. This is gonna get a queen.
Oh yeah,
Alejandro.
pushy.
Go for it. Bishop c3, and now you gotta protect the pawn. Rook b6. That's fantastic chess.
Wow,
You're
what is happening today?
Double
Voltes
Voltes
Gambit.
Gambit, yeah?
Yeah, accelerated Voltes Gambit, doubled.
They're doing it for the show. Of course, they both
Yeah, of course.
saw what was going on, but they're doing it for the show.
Just to spice up the game a little, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's all planned. Just kidding. It's not.
You know, both queens were blunted, but now they're playing very calm chess. You know, positional chess, bringing the queen to the center, pushing the platform.
Do they have time for calm chess? Is my question. 11 seconds versus 17. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This is like bullet at this point. Hyper bullet.
Come on, b7. No, bishop c7. Now you gotta bring the king. Bring the king. b7, but now bishop a7. It's a good move. Bishop a7. Oh,
Nobody sees it.
Come on. Rook f7. Take that pawn, Alejandro. Take it. Take it. And after king e6, rook h7, still surviving. But then bishop b6. Bishop b6.
What's going on? What's
Ooh,
going
bishop
on?
e5. Very strong move.
Wow.
And now, well, but there could be a fortress here. There could be a fortress.
There could be a flag involved. You know, time is a challenge.
I like this move, f3. I really like the fortress with the pawn on f2 and the bishop on g3, protecting the only pawn that black can try to attack. Now you at least have a plan. Bringing the king to e2 and then attack the pawn on f3. Now e4 is a threat.
No.
E4 is winning. Oh, Alejandro.
No. Alejandro.
You're not going to make it.
Oh, no.
You're not going to make it, Alejandro, today.
Oh, I forgot that we had an increment. So, like, okay, they're technically not... Okay.
Yeah. Now Lily can, take her time, go step by step. Bishop d8, Alejandro.
Come on, you can see that.
Rook c3 is coming, winning another, yard for the king, g3, and then rook c1. It's gonna finish the game.
You know what would be even more terrific in this game would be the idea of stalemate, but it's not going to happen, I think.
And that's a checkmate. Finally, Alejandro, you had a big opportunity here.
Oh,
you were close.
RIP, double Voltes Gambit, guys.
Yeah, and I think this is the last game of the round. So
wow,
we can actually
going with the wind.
Go and check the results, right?
Yeah, let's take a look at the results. What do we have?
Let me see. Round 2. So the Vikings beat Chessable by Pepe. My guy is not doing a good job. He lost. Pepe lost against Matthew.
Oh no.
Then the Beers in Barcelona office, they beat Content Queens. And Latin Chess Power, this is one of the strongest teams today because they have a GM. They have 2 WIMs with Florencia and Lilia. So they won this game. And now round 3, it's going to start very soon.
Yeah. Are you excited, Pepe, for the round 3?
I am. I'm having a lot of fun. I love seeing blunders, And
what's your favorite?
when I'm not the one, when I'm not the one doing the blunders, then I even have more fun,
What's your favorite, blunders or checkmate?
No, blunders. I love
blunders.
Yeah.
Can the chat tell us what's their favorite, blunders or checkmate?
Yeah.
Choose your side.
We are reading you guys out there in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we have here? Let me see. We have round 3 going on. Not yet.
Yeah, the round is about to start, I believe.
So Davey is saying that he loves blunders. The looks great. Checkmate. Blunders give me anxiety.
I mean, blunders do give you anxiety, but does it come with a rush of adrenaline or not? I think it does, bring some excitement, some spice to the game. Don't you think?
Right. Agree. So I don't know if it happens to you, but we chess players, we are addicted to the game. Okay, so some nights, you sit there on your desk, and then you say, "I'm gonna play only until I increase 20 points my Chess.com rate." Okay, and then you start losing some games, and then no, I cannot go to sleep. And then you keep playing until 4 a.m. and then you finally are so angry, you want to kill everybody, and then you cannot sleep. So bad.
No. Yeah, I've suffered. Actually, it's more prominent for the lower rated players. I think it's easier to lose so much rating in a one sit. I don't know about grandmasters though. Pepe, you know the grandmaster side more, but I feel like I had those moments when I said, okay, one game, if I win, I stop. If I lose, I keep on playing until I win. And then I dropped so many rating points and I can't even recover from that. Like, it's so unreal.
There is always other strategy. There are people who play with one account and then they reach, let's say, 1,600 rating points, and then they stop playing with that account, and then they start playing with another account. Okay.
Wow.
So
by the way, guys, as a part of the community rules, you shouldn't have a second account from Chess.com. Just saying. Pepe is a grandmaster, so he's allowed to have a second account that is hidden from the public. But I know you don't read the terms and conditions. Like you say, accept, let me create an account. But if you read into those, you will see that you're not supposed to have a second account on Chess.com. Just a PSA.
So we have round 3 started. Let's check the games between Luisa Brooks and Boquerona. Boquerona is probably Paloma Gutierrez. She's a very strong player, but she's a bit down against Luisa Brooks, who has only 100 rating points.
Is that correct? Like, could it be a new account?
Yeah, could be a new account.
I think it's a new account. I do not believe in the 100 rating.
Yeah.
Perfect 100. No.
But Paloma she's a very tricky player. I know her since I'm a kid. She's from Malaga, city which is close to mine, to Granada. So I'm sure that it's going to be a tough fight, even though she's a piece down right now.
Wow.
H6, attacking the knight. You don't have so many squares for the knight, either F3 or H3. But after that, Black could try to ruin your pawn structure and then try to bring a knight to D4, which is actually threatening to take on C2 and F3. But no, she goes H5 in a whole piece, Nigarham.
Wow. Can you actually show us how did this happen, like from the very, very beginning?
Yeah,
like,
let's go.
Is this a well-known opening trap? What happened here?
What, knight takes e4, and then she forgot that after knight takes e4, probably her idea was to go d5 here. This is a typical theme, but of course this is not possible with the bishop on c5 because now white can actually take this piece.
Wow, unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Fortunate. But now Black is back in the game after capturing this guy here on g5, and then knight c2. A triple fork.
Oh, of course. Wow.
Beautiful. And
wow.
Now Black is an exchange up, as you can see. Queen d3, nice move, attacking the knight on e4. You don't have so many squares. Either you go f3 or rook e1 or knight to g3. Rook e1 was played. And bishop f5, increasing the pressure, not only against the knight on e4, but also against the pawn on d2, because this knight is actually protecting this guy on d2.
Yeah.
Knight g3, trying to fight. If you captured the pawn on d2, then I captured your bishop. That's why Paloma retreats.
I like that. I like the stance. Yeah. I like that.
And you probably know, Nigarham, but the best square to control a knight is like this. The best way to control a knight is like this, because you control all the jumps, right? You have two squares in between.
Yeah. And knights can easily get trapped like by a simple move like that in the corner of the board. So you need to be really, really careful when you have a knight, and even though there's less pieces on the board,
Right.
less pieces on the board, it's possible that you can get your knights trapped.
Right. Exactly. So now you have a nasty king. You can even capture bishop on a3 after this move c4, because you have 2 pieces attacking and only 1 protecting. So that's another free kebab for black, yeah? Oh, giving up the queen.
Whoa, another Botas gambit. Oh no. Or maybe, oh yes, what?
She's, now the two
complete
Botas
tilt.
gambit, yeah? The 2 sisters,
like,
yeah.
It's like, let me do a Botas gambit for rooks.
So she finally resigned. Luisa, and then let's check some other interesting game. Florencia versus Andrew Kaufman, 2 strong players.
Wow.
1900 versus 2400. And the game is very tense. As you can see here, this king is at the same time protected, but also, these pawns are too advanced. So that could be a problem for white at some point. Bishop takes c5, and now, boom, bishop c7. Look at this move, deflection.
Wow.
And then the rook on b5 is hanging. And then later, the bishop on c5 is pinned. So that means a rook up. Will she spot this move? No.
Wow.
She did. And now you have, f6 once again. Black is forcing white to play this fantastic and beautiful move. No,
wow.
it doesn't do it. No.
No. That was such a beautiful idea, though. Oh, what's happening? Is it free?
The rook.
What?
The rook.
When life gives you a free rook, just make a lemonade. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this is just a matter of technique. I really like this move, rook c8, because the king is going to be in deep trouble. Now you can play even queen g6, trading the queens, forcing the queen trade. Then you're going to chase the a4 pawn, or even bring the king to
it's
stop
very
the
dangerous, though. Like I know white is winning this one. Like it's very, very, huge advantage. But as white, I would be scared to play that position, honestly.
And then we have another interesting game here. Matthew Payne versus Matilde. Look at this. The knights are doing a great job. You have the bishop pair with the white pieces, which is always nice, but the structure is not very good.
Yeah.
The pawn on h4 is under attack. The knight on f5 is doing a great job targeting h4, e3, and d4 at the same time. So anything can happen here.
Also protection. Like it also protects the pawn on g7.
Very well spotted,
that knight is working hard for his life.
Yeah.
Or her life.
Workaholic.
Workaholic knight.
A lot of things. Are you workaholic, Nigarham?
I would not consider myself as a workaholic. I love my work, but I think
you prefer having a drink with your friends. Yeah,
yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any friends, but
you don't have any friends?
I don't have any friends, but if I had friends, of course, I would want to go out and drink.
Okay. Yeah. Don't worry. It will come.
So let's remind our audience that this tournament is kind of an internal tournament that we do with the Chess.com staff and also some of the streamers that we have in the streamer program. So it is an official tournament, but it's fully for fun reasons. Like we're doing something great here to raise awareness for the Women's History Month. Each team consists of 3 amazing women and an amazing man. Just wanted to remind.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I think, do we need to make a break after this? Okay, I will check that later. But what's going on here? This is a crazy position. I don't understand anything, Nigarham. So many pieces out there.
As an expert of crazy positions, meaning that, I have no idea what's going on. This is indeed one of the craziest positions I've ever seen. It's hard to understand. I mean, the knight is thinking, so it's better to move it away.
Right. You can move it back, maybe to c4 or to e4. I don't know. This looks like the most natural move to me. Also, rook c1 is a nice intermediate move, attacking the queen. Rook e4. Wow. That's a blunder. Bishop takes
Wow.
e6. Boom, da, 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 da.
I
Will she
wonder
take that
what
knight or
was
not?
the point of rook e4.
Well, she's a nice person and she wants to give the point. There's no reason.
Charity.
Chess is tough, and then you make a lot of blunders. That's it.
Oh, by the way, Pepe, did you know that blunders are like Pringles? Like
Well,
once you start eating, you can never stop.
right.
So if
right,
you
right.
blunder once, there's a chance that you will keep on blundering.
I agree. I
At
completely.
least for my level, yeah, that is
You
the
know,
case.
There are days where I actually don't see anything, and
I mean, it's a mental game. So, the state that you are in, actually,
yeah,
you just need to focus and that's it.
exactly. So knight f4, attacking d4 as well. The queen wants to come to d4 with a check.
Hashtag not sponsored by Pringles.
Pringles. You have
But
this
yeah, I'm open for
onion,
sponsorships, Pringles. Thank you.
onion flavor, right? And then cheese flavor as well.
What's your favorite?
I like all the dirty food, so that's a problem. So you have
mine
cheese,
should be
onion, ketchup flavor.
sour cream and onion, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I know it's not very healthy, so I try not to eat that, very frequently. But if I'm sad one day, have lost a game, I can eat all that things, then go to for ice cream as well.
This is our first stream together, but I can already sense that there will be a lot of conversations about food if we keep on streaming together.
Of course, I love food.
Same.
It's one of the best pleasures in life for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. What's going on in the game? Oh, wait, actually, resigned. Is that the case? Anna resigned? Okay.
Yeah, she resigned. I can understand because she's a piece down. And then let's check this game between Judith and KB Learns. Yeah, Black is completely winning.
Okay, shout out to Katie, who is a content creator on Twitch and on TikTok. He's doing amazing content, educational, fun. So, yeah.
But chess content or?
Chess content, yeah.
Okay, great.
Amazing chess content.
Yeah, and it's also important to mention that we should, of course, we should thank all the people who make this event possible.
Absolutely.
Right? Ajelen, Judy. Oh, that's waiting one.
Oh,
KD, my friend.
Oh no, KD.
KD.
The jinx is good with me today. Like I asked a question to Judith and she drops out of the call, and now KD is checkmated.
He has the name of a rapper. I imagine KD. And KD giving a concert.
Oh yeah, KD. Don't blunder next time, okay?
KD, you were winning the game. Rook, you had to move the rook or knight c6 even. This is a very nice move. Knight c6, threatening checkmate in one with the rook.
Wow.
If rook captures the knight, then rook a1 just wins.
Wow. It's like, hey, you want to checkmate me? There,
yeah.
Hey, you have your checkmate here. Okay,
so
yeah.
Still one game. Well, going on, but not for so long.
Another one. Wow. Just in time for that checkmate.
Yeah. So this is the end of round number 3. We still have 4 more rounds to go. And let me check the standings.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Leading. So at this point, White Rose is leading the competition with 7 points and is joined by La Comisión with 7 points as well. Latin Chess Power with 6 points. And then the 4th team is Content Queens with 3 points. So I would say that the tournament is going to be won by probably White Rose, La Comisión, or Latin Chess Power. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's a close call for the top place, but top 3 gets the results. I mean the prizes. So I think everybody will like what they get.
Okay, so we don't need to go for a break. So let's stay here with our audience. So what do you guys think about this tournament? Are you enjoying Are you enjoying all the blunders that we're seeing? I mean, even the best chess players in the world make blunders every day. Even Magnus Carlsen, not so many, but
Yeah, let's
know.
admit the fact that we like blunders, even though it's secret. We like checkmates, seeing checkmates on the board.
But that what makes chess so exciting, you know, all the blunders, you know, that even the best chess players in the world, they make a lot of mistakes, and we have a lot of up and downs in the games, and that's why chess is so exciting. For example, in soccer, in football, I know in America you guys call it soccer, okay? So here in Europe we call it football, but anyway, you know what I mean. If Real Madrid is beating Barcelona 5-0 in minute 89, of course, that team is going to win the game. But in chess, it's not the case. You know, even the best chess players in the world, even if you have a big advantage, then anything can happen in this time control. So that's why it's so beautiful.
Absolutely,
that's why,
absolutely. And even though you're completely sure that you're going to win the game, there might be a case of stalemate, like nothing is over until the game is over. So that's what gives the chess the ultimate excitement.
Right. Even in classical games, anything can happen. You know, I remember I was in a tournament in a small city in Spain called Albacete. And then there was this guy, Renier Castellanos. He's very strong. He's an IM. He's 2,500 or something. And then we had this time control move number 40. Well, there was no time control on move number 40, but he thought there was. So after movement number 40, he went to the toilet and then stayed there, like doing his things. And, you know, he thought he had a 30 minutes increment, but that was not the case. And then he lost that game in time, you know, because
no.
he went to the toilet. Anything can happen in chess.
Wow. F's in the chat for the guy who was in the toilet when he ran out.
So don't go to make poo-poo if you are not sure that you have increment. No?
Guys, do it before your rounds so that you're secured. Okay,
Right.
Anyhow, life advice. Unnecessary life advice for you. We'll be back with after a short break.
Okay. So you're going to... And we have a fantastic game to follow. Florencia Fernandez, Argentinian champion versus Davis. You know Davis as well, right, Graham?
Al Davis, yeah, I know. I'm very familiar with Al Davis. He's been doing phenomenal job on Chess.24 and also Chess.com now. He's very good in streaming. He's very well known and loved by the Spanish-speaking chess community.
Right. And we have a crazy game here. I really like white position. protected pass pawn and the bishop pair. The bishop on b2 was not doing a great job because it's blocked by these pawns on a3 and c3. So that's why Florencia brings the bishop to c1 and then looking for better perspectives here. And let's say on e3, for example. And let's see how black creates pawn to play. But I'm not sure, not so sure.
Yeah, suddenly that bishop has a life. You know,
Yeah.
suddenly from becoming a homeless bishop, now he has a home. Like you know, very, very nice position. I mean, I don't know. This is very good for white, I would say.
Yeah, it's not easy though how to make progress, because after f4, black can take and then use the weak square which is created on e5. So it's not going to be easy for white to make any progress. Queen g3, Florencia is going against the black king. Bishop h6 ideas, bishop f6 ideas, of course. Not now, because there is a knight on d7 protecting that key square. And
Absolutely great position.
somehow Davis managed to install a beautiful knight here on d3, which is creating some troubles. Oh, look at this move. Knight d4. Wow.
Wow, can you explain?
Because
I don't see it. Oh yeah, this pinned.
Look at this move.
Wow.
Knight d4, Nigarhan. So beautiful.
Wow. It's really hard to see that, but yeah, absolutely beautiful move. So cool.
Crazy move. No, she doesn't see it. She goes h4. Very aggressive, Florencia.
She wants
today.
to checkmate. She wants to
Yeah.
checkmate.
She doesn't like
Oh, she
Davis.
wants his checkmate. And let's see if she can get it.
Yeah, I like it. Well, I'm not so sure about this move, because black can always play h6 once you reach. And the king can be exposed a little bit as well on h1 in these positions. Queen g6, stopping h5. And maybe Davis wants to trade queens after f6 or h6. Also, this could be a threat because the bishop cannot be retreated. Well, it can be because the queen is protected. So I didn't say anything.
Yeah, the knight is doing a great, phenomenal job in protecting protection of the queen. However, you know, one must be really, really careful not to get distracted by that, you know, upcoming knight. Okay,
Right.
queen gets out of the way.
Wow.
I don't think we need to worry about it.
And Florencia removes the queen, and now she's ready to start a pawn march here. I don't know, maybe it's too optimistic. I'm pretty sure if it's too optimistic, but Florencia is extremely aggressive player. Now h5, attacking the queen. Position is very tense. Not easy to make progress for both sides. Knight g3 and bishop c8, controlling the f5 square. Knight f5.
Oh, but now, wait.
Bishop takes, queen takes. Two bishops versus two knights. What's better? I don't know. Because
I think
usually
in
the
this
bishops are better.
position, I think in this position, I would favor the knights, honestly, because
yeah.
there's still lots of pawns here. It's hard to maneuver with those things, you know, bishop pair. There's like the squares are very preoccupied by the pawns itself. So it's,
I agree
it's not
with
hard.
you.
It's not it's not easy to maneuver.
Yeah, and the position is kind of closed. I really like the move queen f7 before here, intending to go g6 and trap the queen. But she didn't go for it, and now we reach this endgame where white has this g7 pawn to attack, doubling rook. So white has to remain very, very passive in this position with the rook on g8. Also some tricks with bishop h6, and now rook b1, changing the side of the board, attacking the pawn on b5, stopping black's ideas of creating a pass pawn in the future. And this is going to be a lot of fun. 20 seconds versus 10 seconds only.
Wow.
Rook d2. How to make progress? I don't know. I can play g6. I can play a5.
It's very difficult because, you
I
know,
can play f4.
I don't think both sides have, you know, visible weaknesses in the position. So it's hard to really play out this position, especially when you have so little time.
Right. And
you have to work for it.
The point is, you don't have any breaks here. f4 is not the best move in the world. Maybe you have to try some a4. And Florencia goes after that move, a4, in order to open the a file for the rook and to attack the b5 pawn. She goes for it, creating a lot of troubles against it. Rook b7, protecting the guy here, and rook a5 probably. That's a nice move, attacking the pawn on b5, forcing black to go very passive. Rook c8, king e7, bringing the king. Now the pawn is attacked. Rook b8, only move to protect. 7 seconds. What's going on here? Bishop d3. She's sides taken. Bishop
Ooh.
a7.
Ooh.
Wow. Bishop c5 is a good
Ooh.
move. Now she's gonna grab the pawn on b5.
Yes. Wow.
Very good job by Florencia. Now probably you're gonna
Clean
occupy the
play.
7th rank. Run.
Yeah.
Run. d6, d7 coming. There's no way to stop that. Bishop a5. She didn't need that. Now d6,
Yeah.
d7, d8 is winning. No, she doesn't see. She doesn't see d6. No one's waiting.
She's
Once again.
preoccupied by the horse
No.
jumping. No.
Bishop b4.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
good-
yeah. That's a good move.
Yeah, pinning. Now Davis has to go, and then you can grab the knight, and probably the rook endgame should be completely won. But you know, you gotta push the pawn at some point, right?
Push him, baby.
Push it, baby. No, she goes after the
He
c4
goes,
pawn.
yeah. Oh, the
Anyway.
weekend games are tricky in my book. I mean, but okay.
Yeah, this should be winning now because you have so many pawns. You have 3 pawns
Yeah.
more. In the position. F6 and h6 falling as well. And is going to have to resign. Nice job by Florencia. Beating one of the
But they
strongest
say
players
never
in the field.
resign in the Blitz games, so I don't think we'll see a resignation.
No, DBC is so
Maybe.
dirty, playing Blitz, I know him for so many years, You have to even take care about your pockets, when he's playing.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Oh no. There we have the resignation. Not this time, I guess. That was a
Yeah.
great, phenomenal game.
He resigned, and here, what are we having here? Isabel.
Another Alejandro game.
Yeah, Alejandro.
Alejandro with the queen and a king hanging
No,
on for his dear life.
Alejandro has to do
Alejandro
two
is
pawns.
white?
Yeah, Alejandro is white.
Oh,
So here we are rooting for Isabel. Isabel works in Chess.com.
sorry.
She's,
I saw black on the bottom of the board, and I assumed that Alejandro was playing with black pieces. Just a PSA. Wow.
Yeah, oh, Queen a7, perpetual. Queen a6, Queen c5 back. And then Queen b5 only move, Queen a7. Now Isabel has a perpetual. Oh, she didn't see.
Ooh.
c5. Now, once again, Alejandro with a winning position.
She is playing basically with an increment. Like, wow.
Oh, Queen c6. Once again, was a perpetual. Anything can happen here.
Can we give the best game award to Alejandro, please?
Alejandro is always,
Alejandro is working for content. This
Yeah.
tournament.
He's going to go viral. I know. Oh, now you can trade and then checkmate with the queen. But he doesn't want to trade.
I'm
Alejandro.
so entertained right now.
He doesn't want 2 queens on the board.
Alejandro is not. Oh,
Yeah, 2 seconds for Isabel. Now Queen d7 wins the game. There we go.
okay.
Now we will see his technique.
Yeah. Let's see if he knows how to checkmate with a king and a queen.
Okay.
I think
He's
that's
doing well.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah, he's doing well. You see the queen cutting the king. And now you have to bring the king to this side of the board.
Yeah. It takes a bit of finesse because there's still chances. Oh yeah. Now I don't like the technique. Okay, it's a technique. All right, it's a technique.
He did it.
Okay. Come on. Yes.
He
Okay,
did it.
checkmate.
Very nice.
GG's. That was very
GG.
good.
And what's going on here? I think Victoria lost because of connection or something like this, because I see 0 seconds in the clock.
Oh, she must have timed out. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a very
that
nice.
technique was very, on the line of stalemate.
It was shaky. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually what you want to do in the end games where you have a rook or a queen, you need to trap the king in a box.
Right.
Put the king in a box and then checkmate, slowly but surely. You corner the king and then
Right.
boom. And be careful of stalemating, of course. That's the thing.
So, Nigarham, can you checkmate me with the knight and the bishop?
I learned how to do that, but I
Really?
know that
So
you're a very strong player. So against you, maybe not possible. But
Okay.
I did learn how to do that. I have evidence, video evidence, in fact.
You know this W method, right? With the knight.
Okay, everybody's calling like different methods. Like I'm not aware of W method. Teach me.
So how do you call it in English? This W method in Spanish is it's like that.
No, I wasn't aware of any methods that had a name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, trap the king in the corner, same color as the bishop, and then approach. And do not let stalemate. Do not let the king out.
Exactly. You have this bishop, the dark squared bishop, and a knight. Then you're only able to checkmate in this square or this square. Okay, so don't try to corner the king here on H1 or A8 because you will never succeed. Okay.
Yeah. If you and I are OTV, and we somehow magical sense that I only have a king and a knight and a bishop. Probably I will time out before I can checkmate you, or like it will be 40 moves rule where I didn't push a pawn. So in any case, I don't think that will be very possible. I hope I never get to that point.
No, even stronger masters they struggle. Grandmaster IMs I've seen some games from masters like they struggle to checkmate with a knight and a bishop because in practice you don't know the method. It's not that easy, no? So
yeah, even if you technically know the method, I think it's very tricky.
Right,
one would say, yeah.
So let's check the game from round number 5 between Carlos Matamoros, the only grandmaster participating in this tournament, and Pepe Doval from the Chessable team.
Not you, but other Pepe, the other Pepe from Chessable.
From the States, Pepe. Okay, I'm curious. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he has some Spanish relatives or something. Knight C6 from Pepe. There are some nice tricks, Nigarham, in this position. So knight D5, because you take with the pawn, then I take back with the pawn, and then
beautiful.
The rook is taking with X-rays to the queen. But here it's not working. Well, maybe it's working. Yeah, I believe it's a possibility. So let's see if Carlos
one day when he grows up, he will become a little pin.
Yeah, and now we can see actually the move played knight d5, very nice move by the Ecuadorian grandmaster. And now Pepe is gonna suffer a little bit because after taking on d5, c takes d5, there is so much pressure against c6. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces attacking the c6 pawn.
I would call it like a posh way to trade. I think that's like a really, really posh way to trade that knight.
Yeah, and well, maybe you can try queen d8 here because you protect the f6 knight. So, but I think you lose material because after all trades, you take here, you take here, and then you take here, and well, white wins material. So he took, and then he took back again, sorry, on d5. And, well, now you can start with knight c6, followed by bishop takes d5, or you can start with bishop takes d5 immediately. I guess
one thing I must say that, I don't think trading is the best answer when you are playing against a grandmaster, much superior than your rating point, is that, you should avoid trades for me, like to keep the things complicated so that, you have some chance. There's a chance that there's a great chance that Carlos is like master of the end games, and when things are even simpler for you, it means that when things are simple for you, it's even simpler for the grandmaster opposition.
Right. And end games, you require a lot of technique to play them properly.
Absolutely.
But of course, if the queens are on the board, then you can always blunder, even if you are a grandmaster. So I agree with you.
Actually, I've asked that question to some of the, finest grandmasters in the world. And they, I think Fabiano was the one who said, I don't like the queen end games. I've asked what's their least favorite end game. I was like, I had like a brief moment of, Vogue-like interviews with players. And he told that, queen end games was the tricky. And I agree with that. I have to agree with that statement.
Right. Rook e8 was played by Pepe Doval. He looked so cool in the video, right?
I can only see it really, it's very small on my screen. But he does look.
But it looks very cool.
Yeah, he does look very cool with the moon phases in the background. I wonder what that symbolizes. I think he must have realized that he made a mistake, or he regretted his decision, or I don't know what happened, but like he gives us the facial expressions right now.
Cabison Twitch TV on the chat is saying, guy on the top right looks like he lives on one of those big trucks, but still the coolest guy you'd ever met.
I love the roast.
Yeah. So now Pepe is suffering because he's an exchange down in this position, as you can see. And, a lot of weaknesses here. Still not easy to make progress with the white pieces. Now it is, because you blundered the d5 pawn. And then you can support the bishop by playing e4 if black decides to pin, or even you can take on f7 and then take on d8 with the queen.
Anything is playable here, I think, for white pieces.
He meant me, right? He said top right.
I think so too. And I was like going to mention one of my epic roasts. Yeah. I was going to mention one of my most epic roasts ever. Somebody told me in the chat that I looked like a Botes from Wish.
Okay.
Do you know Wish, the website? I loved it. I laughed so much.
C7, queen d8 is a threat.
I mean, queen d8 is a really posh move there.
You cannot take the pawn because of queen d8 check, and then you grab the rook, and then you're happy.
Yeah.
So I guess it's game over for my friend Pepe.
Yeah. Do we have any games by any streamers that are on the list, like Anamaya, #Chess? I think we looked at I think King's
Anamaya is here.
Oh yeah, Anamaya, one of the most talented young players from Netherlands. You see, Pepe, that's the Netherlands flag on top. That's not France. That's Netherlands, okay? It's horizontal, not vertical.
Okay.
So shout out to Anamaya, who is playing against Isabel.
Yeah, he's playing Isabel, and now Isabel is in big trouble, as you can see, because black has some more pawns in the position. The king is extremely weak. The knight on d4 is a much better piece than the bishop on e2, because once again, it's blocked by his own pawns, her own pawns. Sorry. We were talking about inclusive language, and then I just said his pawns and she's Isabel, So sorry.
Yeah, even if we are careful, it's embedded to our language. So that's why it's important to pay attention and try to fix it. And change doesn't happen over time, but at least it's really, really good and really hopeful to see attempts to change the existing ways of doing things like this. Right. So I don't blame you for saying he, she. Like my language, my native language doesn't even have genders in the language. So I'm like very bad at, gendering things as well. So, but I think it's a great leap forward. Change won't happen over time. Won't happen immediately. But yeah, I think it's a really good initiative, and I'm super proud and helpful that this is happening.
Yes, very nice research. I'm sure they can publish the work somewhere in some journal or something like that. Even apply for some grants, in Europe.
I mean, I think that could be like a great academic publication. Yeah. It's just,
Oof, I remember when I was doing my PhD as well in Germany. Oof, all those publications. That was a
Oh,
nightmare.
I'm currently doing my PhD, Pepe, and I can, completely relate to that. It's like
Yeah, I
a
imagine
horrible
how is
process.
your life right now. It's tough, yeah?
It's
It's
very,
worse
very
than
tough.
chess.
Yeah, you get so
But
many
don't worry,
edits.
you're almost there,
Yeah. Hopefully.
You want to make
never
a
know.
postdoc? Want to make a postdoc after that, or?
I'm not sure. I'll give a little break, I think, before I can tackle another program or another thing.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I'm very passionate.
Completely understand.
Oh,
So,
Jesse. Jesse
Jesse.
is playing. Jesse is also a streamer from South Africa.
Right.
Who has played some really prestigious tournaments in the past.
Jesse, you mean?
Yeah, Jesse was
Yeah,
invited,
Jesse played,
I believe.
She's number one of South Africa, I guess. So she has played in different Olympiads for sure. I saw her in the last Olympiad in Chennai, for example.
Yeah. But I think she got some invitations from really high end tournaments as well.
Yeah, the Grand Swiss, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Grand
Swiss, and I think one more that I cannot recall right now the name. So don't blame me, chat. Go do your own research, okay? Don't rely on the commentators. Oh, World Cup, yeah, maybe World Cup was the thing.
The World Cup, okay.
Yeah, I might thinking it was the World Cup. Very prestigious. So I'm so super proud of Jesse.
Jesse, now Matilda won the game, so I think this is the end once again of
wait, do we have I think this game is either lagging or
no, this was from the previous round.
Yeah. Oh, it's still there?
Yeah, still there in the software somehow. But,
I see. Okay.
But let's see the standings. Only 2 rounds left. And we have the White Rose leading with 13 points and La Comisión with 11 points. Latin Chess Power with 10 points.
Wow.
So still anything can happen. And we're going for round number 6 now.
Round number 6 is about to start. And so let me ask you, okay, as commentators, we need to be really objective. But do you have a favorite team here?
Well, for example, I know a lot of people here. Let me just take a look. For example, Latin Chess Power, I know Florencia. She's a very good friend. I know Lilia. She's a very good friend of mine as well. Divis is my brother. It's like my life brother. And but I don't care who wins.
So are they your favorite team?
Yeah, Latin Chess Power, I would say is my favorite team.
Okay. Yeah, I have my favorites as well. I would say Content Queens. Okay, I like the name, and I like that we have some representation of streamers there. So even though they're not doing very good in this tournament, my heart is with them. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So let's check some games because the round already started. Oh. What do you want to check? What do you want to see?
Let's see.
Jesse?
Yeah, Jesse.
Jesse versus Lilia. This is gonna be a nice game.
Yeah, and my favorite opening.
Queen's Gambit, the Catalan variation.
Okay. Now it's no longer my favorite.
Yeah. This is the Catalan, and this is one of the most trendy lines. 95 and then 96 is the most theoretical line. It's extremely complex, as you can see, because white is gonna take and then gonna take. And the pawn structure is very unbalanced, as you can see. But I'm not sure that Jesse knows the theory here. So she does, and she goes for knight c6. Now queen e8, queen d7 doesn't change the path of the game because white is going to take on e7 probably. And then we reach this position where black has very bad pawn structure, but at the same time, black has a very nice bishop on b7. Yeah. Right?
I think so too. The only reason why you would fianchetto your bishop should be, you want to stay there and avoid all the changes. But I think this went the opposite direction.
Right, and they're going after heavy theory. Bishop d7 is not a very good move. e5 was a theoretical move, opening up this diagonal for the bishop. And this is going to be now an unstable pawn up for white. For example, b3, you need to go bishop a3 to stop the c5 ideas. Once you control the c5 break, you are much better here with the white pieces.
Okay, still theory. I see some comments on the chat. They were wondering where can they see the full bracket, and you have the link on the in the chat. You can click on that and follow the games with us.
Yes. c5. At least black is gonna get rid of this weak pawn on the c5, right? Bishop g5 by Lilian. Normal move, developing move, finishing development. Now after c takes d4, queen takes d4, nothing happens to the white queen, right?
It's like I think it was called Isolani by the by some book.
Isolani?
Yeah, Isolani, the isolated pawn that you want to get rid of. Yeah, it's the Isolani.
I never heard about that.
Okay, I think it was like Florencio Maures. Okay, I just
Maurice Ashley?
Yeah, no, not Maurice Ashley. Okay, I'll send you the book in the private DM. So there was like a book about grandmaster repertoire for pawn structures.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the book that called it Isolani.
And Nigarhan, am I seeing a frog in Jessie's setup or something like that?
I think she's wearing a beanie, or no?
I don't know, but the image is very, very small for me as well. But
okay, she's wearing a cool beanie that has frog eyes.
Okay.
It's like technically Pepe, right? Pepe the frog.
Peppa Pig as well.
Pepe the frog. That's super cool. That's super cute. I want that. I want that hat.
What's going on here? Jessie, she managed to capture the b2 pawn, activating the rook, but this pawn on c5 is going to be extremely dangerous. So you can also, this is another important concept, to eliminate active rooks from active pieces from your opponent. So rook b1, in order to trade a piece, to trade a passive piece for a good piece, that was a very good idea for white there. But now, you know, bishop c6, black is starting to create some troubles along the diagonal. For example, I imagine a queen coming to the h3 square at some point, threatening checkmate, forcing to create some weaknesses here in white's position. And this is not easy at all for Lilia, even though she's a pawn up. The pawn is blocked.
Absolutely not easy for white pieces here. Because positionally, I think black is doing good. And who am I to judge?
So just one thing to let you know, guys, that you cannot take the pawn on c5 after the trades because you have background problems. Look at this move. Boom. Queen a8. And then you wish you had played g6 or h6 before, right?
Yeah. That's why you should reconsider where you are taking that hanging piece or pawn. And are there any, threats? In this case, it's a back rank checkmate.
Yes, that's why you always want to play h6 or g6, so you can forget about those background problems. But now, I guess it's not an easy decision now because this knight is arriving to d6. So are you gonna take on e4? But then you don't have counterplay anymore because this bishop, it was the only reason.
That's a good bishop, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good bishop. But of course, letting this knight into d6, it's also not a very easy decision, right?
Yeah. The problem with d6 square is that, since the pawns are no longer protecting it, it's very, very weak. And, the knights like weak places, and the knight might become really strong on d6. Okay.
So, Nigarhan, did somebody explain what this meme means or not?
Outpost? Is it an outpost?
Okay. So nobody did, right, in the chat.
What?
No, this Pepe thing, like everybody writes in the.
Oh yeah, I know what Pepe is, like in the chat, BTTV emote. But
Okay.
I really need you to explain to me, like, what does it mean?
Okay. I mean, I don't know.
You don't know? I
I
thought
don't
you
know. I
had
don't
an
know. That's why I was
explanation.
asking.
Okay, yeah, that's the Pepe the Frog.
Okay. Okay.
Pepe the
Okay.
Frog.
Pepe the Frog.
That's why
Okay.
Jesse's frog was Pepe.
Ah.
You
Okay.
understand
Okay.
now? Okay, good.
Okay. Now I get it.
We're teaching Pepe, Pepe the Frog on Twitch.
Okay. Okay.
Masterclass by night. Pepe
Ooh,
is
look
a
at this
frog. A rather unfortunate one, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. Right.
All right, let's see. Ooh.
Pepe the Frog. Okay. Pepe D. Pepo Cheer. Pepo Jiggles. Mon Castillo. I mean,
Oh, you
so
don't
many
see
people.
them? Oh. Wait, you don't see them?
Mm,
You don't see them? You see Pepe Cheer, Pepe.
no,
Pepe
I
got...
just saw it. I just saw it in the chat.
No, you just see the text and not the image? Guys, he doesn't
Exactly.
know.
I don't see the
He
images. I
doesn't
don't see the
know.
images.
He doesn't know.
No, I don't see any image.
Yeah, it's like Better TV extension. It's an extension that you can enable, and those
Okay.
letters actually give you an image of
Really?
Pepe the
Oh.
Frog, the green one.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God!
You know, I'm very new in
Oh,
this
you're
Twitch
missing
world, you know?
out so much.
No, okay. Now I get it.
Oh yeah, how do you even
Everything.
survive in Twitch and environment? You say everybody's typing Pepe, and I didn't understand at first because I see the frogs. Okay.
But I can do some magic in my browser to get these images or
Yes,
something?
and it's an entirely
I mean,
mind-opening, illuminating world of emotes.
Okay, I just thought you guys were typing random words, you know?
Do you know Ketjam?
No.
You don't know? Oh my God, Pepe is so pure. Okay, Pepe.
I'm too old, man. I'm too old, Graham. I'm 36 years old in 5 days. No,
Wow.
in 2 days.
In 2 days? Oh,
In 2
happy
days, the
birthday.
17th.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday. Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm too old. Getting old, you know. My first smartphone was when I was like in 2011 or something. So I was already 24
That's not too
years
bad.
old.
That's not too bad. But this is absolutely true content. I agree. I must agree with Lady Suzuka that someone is discovering the PTTV emotes just now.
Yes.
I mean, you'll be surprised how many varieties we have. Pepe old.
I'm like pentangled. I'm not that old, okay?
I'm pretty sure he knows what Pepe is.
Yeah. He's very active in Twitter as well, in Twitch.
Or maybe someone
told
him.
How old are you, Graham, by the way?
Me? I'm 16 and a half.
16 and a half in each leg.
Oh, yeah, 16 and a half, young.
We are young, wild,
My house
and free.
is a computer room old. Wow. Yeah.
The round is finished.
Wow. It's a draw? Okay. And yeah. Rook End
Let
games
me see once again the standings.
They say Rook End games are drawish. Do you agree with that statement?
No. I mean, Rook End games are the most complicated. It's the most complicated part of chess. I would say, you know. Mm-hmm. You have so less pieces, but still, it's just so crazy. You have so many variants. You know, like the pawn is here on the 4th rank, then it's a draw. If the pawn is here on the 4th rank, but 2 files, not on the E file, but on the C file, then it's winning. And it's just too difficult, you know, to understand Rook End games. You know, I still don't know a lot of them, you know, and a grandmaster, but I don't know nothing. You know?
Wow. Now I feel bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's extremely complicated. And well, let me see what we're going to have in the last round, because White Rose has 16 points, La Comisión 14 points. So let me see, what do we have in the pairings in the last round?
Yeah, let's take a look, because it is important to decide who is going to win the entire event. and it
Yeah,
looks like Latin chess power. White Rose is leading with the 16 point. And it will be really difficult for any other team to catch them.
Yes. Yes.
But not
So
impossible.
still three teams that can win the event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how are you girls doing? Content Queens. Well, in the 7th position with 3 points.
Yeah. It's not it's content all the way. I mean, you win, you lose. It's a content. People absolutely love when you Bote's Gambit. But it's a part of the process. It's a content.
I completely agree. People are talking about phones. You remember Nokia phones? They were like this size.
I was reading that in the chat. Yeah. I do remember playing with Snake.
Yeah, and me too. And remember, we didn't have internet. Yeah,
I told you that I'm 16 and a half, and now my age is going to show up, okay? But yeah, Nokia phones.
That we were making missing calls to let somebody that we were remembering them, like.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She gave me a missing call, she remembers me, and that was so exciting, like.
It was like poking, like, yeah. That was so good. So good. Yeah.
Now we have this, everything.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to Nokia, because they made the most undistractable phone in the universe, and the apex of the mobile games, as Chesswind is saying. And we don't have Nokia anymore, do we?
Yeah, I mean, Vikings could use actually Nokia instead of Axis, in the war, and it would be more efficient. You could throw this Nokia to the wall, and then nothing will happen to them.
Nokia. There's a rumor that Nokia phones will be surviving the apocalypse and the end of the universe. They will still receive signals.
No, it was crazy. So strong these phones.
Amazing. Yeah. Is the last round on the way, or are we still waiting for the games?
Let me see pairings of round 7. And we have Latin Chess Power versus Vikings, La Comisión versus Beers in Barcelona office, and White Rose versus Chessable Classroom Center. So let's go and check one of the games from White Rose, because they're leading. Adriana, let's check the game from Adriana.
Okay.
Let me see what I have here. Adriana, where are you, Adriana?
Adriana, I think she's also a streamer. So shout out to Adriana, if I recall correctly. If I it's that Adriana.
They didn't start the game.
Let's see. Waiting.
Yes, now. Adriana, where are you, Adriana? Don't hide. Don't hide from me, Adriana.
You're winning, girl. Come on.
Come on, Adriana. Where are you? Do you see it?
I don't see it. No.
There we go.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Okay.
Versus Luciana Morales. She just created a fantastic chessable course. Talking about 5 women chess champion, and she did a great job. A lot of hours of content. So you guys are interested, you can check the Chessable site. And this is the slap defense. You like the slap defense, Nigarham?
I do like slap defense, but I like the exchange slap, because there's like a specific line that I adore and like, and when I do it, I'm the happiest person in the world. So yeah, that's why. Okay.
E6. White would love to go E4, but of course it's not possible because of because Black has a great control on D squared. So usually you either play G3 and then try to go for the fianchetto, or you can also play E3
is normal,
here.
I think. Yeah, E3
right?
is normal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exchange
you wanna
Slav.
do
I know. Okay, don't call me out for that. I played the most boring openings. Okay, but I swear there's so many exciting lines there, and people fall for them. Like when I play the French, it's the most exciting French you'll ever lay your eyes on. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a question,
We're
Graham. Would
not
you go
playing
king?
Grandmasters French here. Okay, we're not doing Grandmasters Exchange Slav. We're doing newly 4-digit Exchange
Okay.
Slav. Mwah, chef's kiss.
Just to mention that bishop d3 here is not possible because of knight b6, and then suddenly the queen cannot protect the bishop.
Oh,
That's why knight h4 was played, and bishop e4, bishop
actually,
e2.
I should be careful about that move. That was very beautiful.
Yeah, deflection. You actually deviate the piece that protects the other one. You can do it by playing b5 or knight b6.
Wow, that was very good.
And well, so bishop e2 was played. Now white wants to castle and finish development.
I actually don't like when black pieces put their bishop on the diagonal of b1 h7.
Okay.
Like I think it's very annoying as a a person who plays this as with the white pieces. Yeah. So I find it really utterly not enjoyable when they do that to me.
That's right.
So do you recommend anything against that bishop, or do we just take it?
Yeah, you can take it and then grab the bishop pair, of course. That's why bishop e4, that was not such a good move, because you can take it. Here, what white is threatening is to play something like e4, but then somehow Adriana managed to play bishop c4 and trade this bishop for the e2 bishop.
Yeah.
So the position remains kind of balanced.
Yeah. I was told that in such positions, you have to keep your bishop on. Like light squared bishop is essential in these kinds of openings because I think that when the king castles, it will be aligned with that bishop's prominence. So, I mean, the black pieces hasn't castled yet, so we don't know where the king will be located. But at the end, when all is well...
Yeah, usually the king is going to go to the king side, because going to the queen side is not a very good idea. Bishop on g3. You have a semi-open file to attack, and you have the possibility of throwing an attack very, very fast. So that's why usually black goes short castle here.
Yeah, that's why I don't like to train my light squared bishop in these openings. I play this family very often. So...
Now knight a4 could be a move here, insisting on the pressure against c3.
Actually, that's very not nice.
Okay, she didn't do it. Now there are no pin. There's no pin anymore against the knight on c3.
The knight is a free knight.
Yeah, it's a free knight. You can go.
It's a free horse, wild horse. You can jump
whenever,
wherever you want.
Yeah, you can go and enjoy life.
Yeah.
Like a Turkish kebab.
I wish we had the horsey sounds on the broadcast. Like,
do you have in your channel, or?
I do have in my channel. There's like
really?
channel points. Yeah, people can claim their horsey sounds.
Awesome.
Yeah. If they watch the stream, they get rewarded by the channel points, and they can claim their own horsey sounds. And it's an amazing, most glorious horsey sound that your ears will ever hear.
Okay. Queen
and I'm very humble.
No, but I'm sure. I cannot imitate the sound, like something like this.
No, it's like it has a at the end, so
okay, okay. Then that's perfect. Yeah,
that's like, oh my god.
Very nice move, knight g6, because e5 was threatening to win the game immediately, cutting the bishop and then taking the knight in the next move. So knight g6.
That's a good defensive move, but I think that gives a bit of
e5. Now white wants to, of course, to use the e4 square for the knight, then jump to either c5 or d6, so you have full control here of those squares, but also the knight can come now to d5.
Yeah.
And I would love to attack, let's say knight e4, h4, h5, and then try to bring some knight to g5, and then checkmate. Boom.
Wow. Actually, I like your ideas. Very, very sharp, which I never am like that. I usually wait for my opponents to do something horrible so that I can exploit their weaknesses. But in chess, you shouldn't rely on people's, mistakes. You should create your own good moves and win the game.
That's
but
a very typical mistake.
That's not ideal in, 3-4-digit, new 4-digit chess. Okay.
Mhm.
Just a PSA out there for my fellow not very good players.
Right. Knight G5. She's dancing with the knights. Very interesting. Now the knight is coming to E4 and then D6, trying to create a lot of pressure. The thing is, you can never. You don't want to play B6 because then the C6 pawn becomes extremely weak.
Yeah,
right?
That's a weak pawn. Yeah.
No. Black is trying to create some sort of counterplay here on the king side. F5. Boom. Facundo.
Mm-hmm. I almost know what that is. En passant, do it. Just for the memes, I would do it en passant, just whatever the audience wants. I know it's not very good for this position. I am aware. Just for content, take it.
Yeah.
As a content creator, I already took it.
It's a normal move. E takes F6. It's a very decent move because now you have a weakness on E6 that you can attack along the E file. So probably taking on F5 is the most natural move here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
I was thinking the pawn is very, very strong on E5.
It is.
And potentially giving the knight very, very strong outpost on D6. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
can I
also-
get a ratatata if actually en passant opportunity?
Yeah, you can, but let's wait for the moment
yeah.
now in this game, and then we'll get the ratatata.
Yeah, ratatata. Did
What
you
is
know,
this
guys?
rook doing on G4?
Did you know, guys? He went viral on a Iranian national television.
That's right.
Because of ratatata.
That was crazy. Yeah.
That was so crazy.
That was some event we had in Chess.24 like some years ago. The Banta Blitz Cup was called, where players had to talk while they were playing. That was a lot of fun. So Firuza Carlsen was the final.
And imagine you went viral in an entirely different country's national TV.
23, boom! That's a ratatata.
Oh my God, that's a ratatata. Yeah, tactics.
But now careful, because the E6 pawn is hanging. You gotta protect it, Adriana.
Otherwise, reverse ratatata.
Yeah, exactly. That could be another shotgun. But then knight C7, very nice move.
Oh yeah,
protecting
that's a very
the E6
beautiful
square. And now black is completely winning.
Beautiful move by Adriana.
Exactly. I can get free meals in Iran.
Wow.
Iranian food is amazing. I work with so many Iranian people when I was doing my PhD in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And, Iranian food is just delicious. King G5.
I've never tried Iranian food, by the way.
It's good. H4, run here. Black is winning. There's no way Luciana's gonna save this game.
Completely crashing performance by Adriana. Super strong. Did we give a shout out to Adriana as well? Like she's a fellow streamer. So go follow.
Mm-hmm. She has a Twitch channel as well, or?
Yeah, I believe she has a Twitch channel and she streams very, very often, I think. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I think I'm craving some food as well. Like I'm looking forward to eat some food. Like this entire stream makes us hungry, I think. Like even our producer Sotiris is getting hungry and he's giving a +1 for the Iranian food. So shout out to Sotiris for
and actually Sotiris is telling us that Adriana is streaming too.
Oh, now she's live. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the round finished. So I'm very curious to see who won this event. Let me see.
Let's see the round, the results, and see who end up winning this event.
So I guess let me see the standings.
White Rose
won the event with 19 points, followed by La Comisión 17 points, and the third place goes to Latin Chess Power with 16 points, then followed by 3 teams with 6 points, Content Queens, Your Girls, Beers in Barcelona office, Chessable Classroom Cheer, then the 7th position for the Vikings, and the 8th position for Chessable by Pepe.
Just to clarify that, that's not the same Pepe we have on the stream.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
like
so
a
many-
meme, so I had to repeat it. I'm sorry for repeating for 5,000 times, but yeah. I find it quite funny that you guys share the same name.
And yeah, they're winning some prizes. Let me remind you what it is. Chessable courses. In case you haven't checked Chessable, guys, is the best site for learning openings, for example. It's just crazy. I won so many games.
Yeah, Chessable
Just
is
taking a look on the repertoires.
yeah, Chessable is like a gym for your chess. So if you
Mhm.
really want to improve and take your
Yeah.
chess level to another level, then I highly recommend checking those out. There are
Yeah.
multiple courses, including, we had some of the authors today with us. So many great choices that you can find, and a wide selection of a variety of opening, endgame, tactics. So many good courses on Chessable.
Right. You have this Move Trainer, which is a fantastic tool to make you memorize the variations, and then you click there, and then if you're not making it right, you have to do it again. So some sort of Duolingo, but with chess. So I find it extremely helpful.
Absolutely. I think spaced repetition is one of the most effective methods in learning in general. And Chessable applies that principle with spaced repetition to chess, and I think it's a great way to memorize chess moves or learn the positions and what it entails. So
Right.
it's a great
You
tool.
gotta do a Chessable course as well, Nigarham.
I was told that I can make it, but I don't have time. Like, I'm doing a PhD, so after concluding my PhD, I might consider. But I really want something special.
To celebrate your PhD, you can start with a Chessable course.
Yeah, I think what is the better way to celebrate a PhD than having a Chessable course, right?
Right. So it's been a very fun event with all of you guys there. I mean, doing this even easier because you're writing a lot of comments, interacting with us. So it's a pleasure, really. So it was a fun event, right?
Yeah, it was very fun. It was a very special event. We had the the greatest female chess player ever on the stream. We were like, guys, do you know? Do you realize she recognized me as a person? Like, she knows that I exist. And I think that's that's the top of my
You mean Judith, yeah? You mean Judith?
Judith knows I exist. Yeah. Okay. Like
yeah. Of course, you're doing a lot for chess.
Wow. So that's, I think, like a great achievement in life for me. So yeah. Whatever the I hope you enjoyed this amazing broadcast in celebration of Women's History Month, and we learned so many things. We I met Judith, and also we had some amazing super games. Shout out to Alejandro for amazing games and double Botes Gambit. We had amazing games. I really enjoyed.
Yeah, so a lot of talented women today in this event, including the one and only Judit Polgar. Always learning a lot from her. And so I guess it is time to wrap up, right, Nigarham?
Yeah, I think it's time to go. I know it's difficult, but I think it's time to go. Make sure that you demand Niger on the chat. Just kidding. Next time when Chess.com goes live. Anyhow, yeah, just kidding. It was lovely seeing you all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast, and hopefully see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Big hugs and take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.